I wasn't super skinny like you, and I wasn't fat by any means, but I was just like normal. And I was like, I want muscles.
You had a dad bod.
Yeah, I had a 12-year-old
dad
bod.
Early onset
dad bod.
Point to the sky with the one up, I'm blessed. I'm young, rich, and black, so you know I'm a threat.
What's up, everybody? It's Sean Torbati. I'm here with one of my best friends in the world.
Yes, sir.
The first victim of my new idea. And it's 3 questions.
I'm having so much anxiety right now.
It's 3 questions with Mike Rashid King.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
So the way I'm doing this is people like yourself who are very interesting. I want to ask you 3 questions. Mm-hmm. And those 3 questions are going to embody what I think is some things that people don't know. And then hopefully it might open up some conversation and we share a little bit extra. Okay. But off top, I'm going to hit you with the first one. And this is the only fitness related question I'm going to be giving you. Okay. And it is, what is your first memory of working out? The first time you can recall working out or getting into working out.
I don't recall my first memory of working out, to be honest, because I'm kind of old. But I do remember some of my early memories. And one was, there was this gym down the street from my grandmother's house in Brooklyn. And it was like a rec center. And it was like downstairs, like a dungeon vibe. And that's what got me into like hardcore gyms. And I was just a little kid, you know, but I was strong, but I didn't look like it because I was thin. And I asked the guy if he could spot me, like a big, swole dude. And he was like, no, and walked off. And it didn't even make me mad. I respected it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait till I'm like that.
That shows people that this is like a lifelong thing. It doesn't come and go.
It doesn't stop.
A lot of people didn't come up how we did with fitness as a part of their life. It's new to them. It's the last couple years. And the tendency, I think, for a lot of people is you get obsessed and you get way into it, but then you fall off.
Right.
Like I've seen people go from not working out, getting obsessed and maybe overdoing it even or whatever, and not really building a love for it and building it into their life in a sustainable way. And then they fall off.
Yeah.
The real winners is the ones who can find a way to make it part of their life forever and love it. True. And love the shit. Not just trying to be chasing just like a certain outcome. Like I want to be shredded for this one thing. It's more like, no, this is who I am and it's what I do.
So I remember when I was able to bench 135, I think I was a freshman in high school. And I remember I wasn't breathing properly, right? So I will hold my breath and get it up. And every time I must have been busting blood vessels in my head, right? Because it felt like pressure. It felt like a thunderstorm in my brain. Like, so I get off the bench like, and I just thought it was normal every time. So every time I would bench that 135, I would struggle so hard and get it up. And just a thunder in my brain.
Damn.
You know? Yeah.
That's an amazing memory. And it's like those are the experiences I think we were talking about today earlier a little bit. Those types of experiences where you struggle and you do something that's hard. At that time it was like, okay, it hurts my brain. But those are the things that helped you overcome adversity and keep going and get stronger. So that's pretty dope. Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
I know this is like you asking me, but I want to know what's yours.
Yeah.
If that's cool.
Oh, sure. My first memory of working out is at a rec center in Virginia, and I had told my mom like, "Hey, I need to go to the gym." Like I don't know what stimulated me to want to go, but I wanted to go and get in better. Like I wanted to start seeing muscles.
Right.
I think I probably saw a movie with someone in it. I was probably about 12 as well.
Yeah.
And I wasn't super skinny like you, and I wasn't fat by any means, but I was just like normal.
Right.
And I was like, I want muscles.
You had a dad bod.
Yeah, I had a 12-year-old dad bod.
Early onset
dad bod. EODB. I had EODB. And so I was like, let me get rid of this.
Right.
Let me go figure out how to make some muscles.
Yeah.
And so I went in this, and it was like I remember it was like a jungle.
Right.
Because it was one big room. It was a rec center. It was one big room, like maybe the size of the office. And it was like all these older guys. There was no kids in there.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do. So I went on the stair climber, but not the kind that you actually lift your feet. The ones that you go like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Little quick steps.
Yeah. So I did that shit for like 30 minutes.
Right.
I'm drenched. And I was like, that was a great workout, Mom. And my mom doesn't know anything about working out. Right. So she's like, yeah, good job. Like cheering me on. And then I went and I ate a whole pizza. That's the best part.
You set yourself back.
I was so
month.
hungry afterwards because I did all that cardio and that shit burns.
Right.
And we went and had a pizza. I was like, can we go get some food?
It was great.
So I did the whole thing.
I mean, back then the pizza probably didn't harm you.
It didn't matter. Yeah. But that was just my first time. And then from there, I started like watching people and seeing what they did. And I watched people. This is what I did. Like in my young mind, I was like, okay, that guy has good arms. So let me see what he does.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, what do you do for your arms? And
You would ask them?
Yeah. And luckily they were nice to me.
Right.
And they were like, well, you got to do curls, or you got to do the bench. So they would help me out. And then my mom would just come and watch. She would just sit up because I had to be supervised because I'm literally 12.
Right.
So that you can't be in there unless you're 16 without an adult. So she would sit there and wait and just watch. And then like some of the guys would talk to me like, don't worry, we'll look out for him. So they were like training me kind of.
Probably liked your mom.
Yeah, no. She was already in her 40s at this time, but probably. Yeah, they all want to be my stepdad. So yeah, that was my first memory of
That's
it.
cool. That's dope.
All right. So my next question, and this is a lifestyle related question, and I think I know the answer, but the people may not.
Okay.
A lot of people may not.
All right.
You get to drive one car for the rest of your life. What is it?
You already know.
I know, but the people don't know.
A Rolls Royce. Well, whatever year that you hear this video, that year, Rolls Royce Phantom.
Yeah.
Phantom. That's the flagship car for Rolls Royce. It is.
What does it mean to you? Why? Like, why that one?
All right.
Because I think that's what's important.
When I was younger, like my mother's husband, my ex-stepfather, he's passed away. He had a Rolls Royce. He bought my mother a Rolls Royce.
I never knew that.
Silver something. It was not a Phantom. They didn't have Phantoms back then. But it was just beautiful. And my mother still has a picture of her, like this beautiful dress, all white, black. I mean, she had on all black gloves, and her hand on the Rolls Royce. It was a white Rolls Royce. It was just fly. You know what I'm saying? And then my next experience with a Rolls Royce, I'm probably 21 years old, and I was training in the same gym with Mike Tyson, and he pulls up, man, like, and sitting in the back of his Rolls with a driver, and he just looked so cool. He had on shorts, t-shirt, sneakers, bumping Wu-Tang. It was the Triumph song. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was like, fuck, that's I want that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's always been. It is. I mean, it's very opulent, but I think it's a status symbol. Like, it shows hard work, and it's something that most people don't even think about because it's kind of unrealistic for most people, and I don't believe in things being unrealistic.
Yeah.
So it's something I want to conquer. So not there yet, but one day we get there. But that, if I could only drive one car, it'd be that.
And I think that, just for people who don't know a lot about the Rolls-Royce brand, I think the type of car someone would choose if money's not an option and the choices are unlimited kind of speaks to the things they value, and for you, it's like the attention to the details, the creativity, even the names like the Phantom.
It's a beautiful name.
The Wraith, the Ghost,
Yeah.
the way that they do their names, the way that they pay attention to they were the first ones to put the stars in the sky.
The only ones.
Yeah, well,
Anybody
the only
else
ones,
that does it is aftermarket.
Yeah, it's a knockoff.
right.
Yeah, but like they made that. What was it called? Celestial package.
Celestial package.
Yeah, they rolled that out. The creativity to say, hey, like,
I love it.
why do we want to put a window
And
in
they
the thing?
do
Let's
it-
put the sky in the roof.
They do. When you get it brand new, you choose the date, and they match the map of the stars to that day that you choose.
And
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
And how poetic, like I was thinking, like instead of like saying, let's put a big piece of glass so you can see the sky, let's bring the sky in the car.
Closer, right?
Instead of like, because when you have a glass roof, people who have like a roof that's a lot of glass or whatever will probably be able to attest to this. If the sun's on, it gets hot. Unless if you tint it super dark and then you can't
so here's
see.
the thing. In my car now, the Maybach, glass roof. If it get hot, you hit a button, and it turns to this different type of blue, completely blocks the sun out.
Right.
But you can still see it.
It's amazing.
Magic.
Yeah, tech
Yeah.
is amazing.
Tech's incredible.
Yeah. But the attention to detail, how long it takes to build those cars, the brand overall, what it means, the prestige of it.
Built.
Yeah.
And if something goes wrong with that car, there's one guy in England that will fly out to you to take care of it.
Yeah.
You can't open the hood of a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. They have it
just
all
found
locked
that
up.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all locked up.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah.
I want to know yours too, though. I know I'm cheating, but I'm curious.
No, I think it's good to if you're gonna ask someone a question, you better be prepared to answer it yourself. Right. So for me, if I had to guess. Okay, go ahead.
GT3.
If I had to pick one, no, I'm not. I've never even driven one now. Okay. I do want one. In full disclosure, I do like that car right now. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I've been watching all the videos.
Roadster, Tesla.
But again, I haven't even driven it or been around one
that you've driven before,
or at least like have an idea of an experience with.
I don't know.
So if I had to pick right now, to do one car forever, I would honestly, and I know it's gonna be lame, but I would pick my Tesla. Okay. If I had to pick one. Okay. But high on my list, and I hope it beats it at some point, would be the F8 Ferrari. Okay. I could probably go with that. If so, like the only reason I don't want to pick it is because it doesn't have the versatility of the
Tesla.
Of the Phantom. Let's just say, like where you could like give it a little go, or you could drive it classy. You could be driven in it. There's just so many ways to use that car. The only reason why I wouldn't.
It is all go.
Yeah, it's all go, and it's not very comfortable, and it's kind of like super low. It's kind of, I'm not getting younger, so getting in and out of those cars like annoying a little bit.
For the rest of your life, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I do think I think the Roadster might be it. Okay. Honestly, that was a great pick because once that comes out, I think it might change the game. Because I could even see that car being able to be set, because you can set your Tesla to raise and lower itself at different places. Okay. I could see that thing when you park it raising itself if it's in your garage.
So to get in and get out.
So you can get in and out super easy and smooth. Because like one of the funniest things about supercars is watching guys get in and out of them. Yeah. They got to have a routine.
It's so silly.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how to roll. Do I roll this way?
I see Sim has to build up momentum. Yeah. He has to go up.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting out the bed.
Yeah. So you have to do it in a way that makes you look the least awkward. You're not going to look that cool, unless you're a little person. So, shout
out to Mr. Organic. I don't know how he get in and out his.
He does, yeah. He makes it look cool.
He just effortlessly.
His practice. Okay.
Yeah, put in hours of practice. All
right, this is my last one. So this one is off the wall, but it's one that I think people might want your perspective on. Right. Gucci or Louis?
That's a tough one. I have more experience with Gucci, but I think Louis is better. It's a little classier. Yeah. Okay, if Gucci is a Lamborghini, Louis is a Ferrari.
I feel that analogy wholeheartedly. Yeah. That's a good one because they do more with color palettes. I feel like Louis has tried to do more color palettes because of Gucci. Right. And I kind of feel like they push each other.
Louis is very solid, right?
Yeah.
It's more beautiful. Gucci's a little flashier. It's more obvious. So, you have Gucci, which is more obvious. So it's obvious that this is a luxury brand. Louis may not be as obvious, just like a Ferrari, but it's sexier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember one time we was getting gas. I'm in the Huracan and you're in your 488. I was like, I can't ride with you because yours looked so much more prestigious. You know what I'm saying? So the Huracan looks sick by itself, but next to the Ferrari, it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, but it's interesting to say when they're both alone, the Huracan might look a little cooler and more like louder.
It's super obvious that it's a sports car.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're a little bit on the Louis side, but you
I'm a Louis. I prefer Louis, but historically I've used Gucci product more.
I'm in the same.
But I've been going into like Louboutin a lot lately. Like I got a Louboutin wallet.
They're like Louis Vuitton with a little bit of Gucci thrown in, with a little more pizzazz.
I think they're kind of better than both, bro.
Yeah.
Once they start getting more products,
Yeah.
The wallet is so sick. I love it. That's the only thing I got.
Yeah.
Right?
What can we say, folks? We like luxury brands.
And listen, let's talk about that real quick. Materialistic, right? Is materialistic a bad thing? For one to be materialistic?
I think there's no other way to be honest with you, because we live in the world we understand.
And we're material girls.
Yeah, that's it. But no, we don't live in a dimensional in the metaverse yet where things aren't really material.
Right.
Because even there, people are trying to have materials
still there.
Yeah. So The world we understand has to do with things, and then there's always going to be some things that are inherently or expressively better than other things. And then so as people find ways to differentiate stuff, some stuff will be better. And so appreciating that, I don't think it's wrong at all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Some people think that, well, you're paying for cheap product with just the logo. You're paying for the logo. That's not true. These luxury brands are better. The quality is better. I had a Gucci money clip. I probably washed like 8 times. Never had a problem with it. My Gucci belts, I mean, they last years.
Yeah.
You know? Years.
The shit's better. It's just better. Yeah. And even things that are comparable, where it's like it's not going to provide extra utility per se, knowing the history and the effort that's gone into where that company is makes you feel better when you're wearing it. Right. And that's important too.
Yeah.
One thing that my aunt told me that stuck with me big time, and it still does today. She told me, we went to the mall one time. I'm 16 or 15. I had saved up maybe $300-400. Her and this aunt of mine is pretty wealthy, and in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta now, but she was visiting us in Michigan. We went to the mall in Detroit. It's called Somerset Mall. It's like South Coast. Okay. They have all the nice stores.
Right.
Went to Burberry, and I'm trying to look at shirts.
How old were you?
I'm like 15, 16. Okay. I'm 16.
Right.
Yeah, at least 16. And I'm trying to buy myself a Burberry shirt. I've saved up a little bit of money. And she's like, what are you doing with that? And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. And she goes, why? And I was like, because it's cool. Like, it looks cool. And she goes, don't do that. And I was like, why? She goes, well, can you get the wallet or pants or anything else to go with it? Right. I'm like, no, I just only have this. She goes, so you're pretending. Like, you're not ready yet. Like, she told me, she's like, one day you'll be ready. Right. Where you can get as much of it as you want, right. Or you can have multiple things of it. But if right now, if you're trying to do it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Yeah. She's like, just keep working until you can access it however you want, and it's not your last dollar to get it.
Right.
You know, and that was like, okay, that stuck with me. And then I remember finally, like a few years ago, I had like Louis Vuitton shoes and a wallet and something else. Oh, I had like the bag I have, and I was like, I got enough money for multiple things now. The whole thing. Yeah, I got the whole get up. Yeah. No, it was for like a holiday when I was visiting Atlanta. Right. So it was the idea. That? Oh yeah, no, she remembers big time. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, 'cause she cares about me a lot, so she always remembers all the things that she would tell me. But that one stuck with me. Yeah. So we can aspire for these things and hold them in high regard. We don't got to talk shit about them just because we can't have them right now.
Right.
You know?
Nah, for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't stop wanting it when I was 16 and she told me that. Right. I was like, okay, right now is not my moment.
Want the Burberry?
I saw someone wearing it and I thought it was cool. Like I liked it. And then in reality, I wasn't really ready yet because like the way they make their stuff is a little bigger. Yeah. I feel like you need to have a little bit more muscle, like a little bit of development to like make it look good because it fits loose. Yeah. So it could fit. I feel like it is good for like a lot of English dudes who have no body and want to cover that. Right. But I feel like it looks really good if you're in decent shape. Muscle, and you can kind of like minimally highlight it.
Burberry shirts. One, the red one we wore to Mike Tyson podcast.
Yep.
I wore that one time. Then I have another black button-up one. Somebody washed and dried it. I can't wear it again.
Too tight.
One. It shrunk.
Oh man,
it was such a good shirt.
Might be my size now.
It might. Jeez. But yeah, I got to wear it one time. Bummer.
So those are my 3 questions. That's with Mike Rashid King. And stay tuned for the next episode. But I want to thank you, brother, for being the first person on there.
Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Thanks for having me.
I made the 3 questions into 30-40 minutes.
Thanks for having me in his room. Thanks for having me. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.
Yeah.
Point to the sky with the one up, I'm blessed. I'm young, rich, and black, so you know I'm a threat.